Ladies and gentlemen, I told you the Supreme Court would never allow any attempt to ban Trump in 2024 utilizing the 14th Amendment. The other day, I did a video on this, but the other day, the Supreme Court, like I said, decided not to hear the case against Trump by a person running within the Republican Party, actually, to prevent him, bar him under the 14th Amendment because of the absurd allegation that he tried to foment or begin a rebellion. This is, of course, complete nonsense. I said the Supreme Court would never allow that. The other day, the Supreme Court would refuse to even hear the case. Here you have a situation, the Trump fraud trial in New York. That will be overturned. He'll be convicted in New York. He could, if they accused him of having a romantic relationship with Martians, and then that was against the law, extraterrestrials. They would accuse him of that. They would say that he was trying to sell the planet to a person he fell in love with on Mars, and they would convict him in New York. They'll convict him of anything in New York because it's the epicenter of liberal Democratic Party politics. It's purely political. And the Supreme Court overturns political convictions all the time. But here, there were no victims. This is a fact check from The Guardian. This is one reason the Supreme Court will overturn the conviction case or the fraud case. There was no fraud, by the way. But here, this is very important to Mr. Trump. He believes there should be no case because there was no crime. Yes, there was no crime. Just like when they accused him of being an operative of the Kremlin. There was no crime. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ramping up the videos. I did 3 yesterday, the day before. We'll start doing 3 and 4 every single day. So check the channel every single day. Hit subscribe right now. No bank was affected. No bank was hurt. He said moments before the start of the trial. Under the New York statute, however, the Attorney General did not have to show that they were victims, only that Mr. Trump committed ongoing fraud. Well, he didn't do that. Part of the Department of Justice's own definition of fraud is that you give money. So here's the Department of Justice definition of fraud. Okay. Fraud occurs when a person or business intentionally deceives another with promises of goods, services, or financial benefits that do not exist, were never intended to be provided, or were misrepresented. Typically, victims give money but never receive what they paid for. This did not happen with Trump because everyone who did business with Trump made money with Trump. Everyone who did business with Trump made, virtually everybody. Obviously, he's a billionaire. He's had lawsuits before. But banks that loaned billions, for example, Deutsche Bank loaned more than $2 billion to Trump over 2 decades. That's just one of the banks. Deutsche Bank has enough very intelligent investment bankers and bankers that in their real estate divisions that know enough about real estate in New York, business in New York, that they made money with Trump. Trump Tower, whatever he had in New York or Atlantic City. And around the world, casinos, golf courses. Okay, Tammany Hall, the prosecutors going after Trump, never owned a gigantic golf course or, skyscraper or New York real estate worth millions upon millions of dollars. They don't know how, for example, Michael Bloomberg, Donald Trump, whether you're Democrat or Republican in New York, and Trump, the great thing with Trump is that he's not affiliated really with any political party, which is why there are never Trumpers. But he made money for people. And so the fraud definition doesn't even fit the definition the federal government uses, which is one reason the Supreme Court will overrule any conviction. And Trump will win that also. Every single thing. And then you have Hillary Clinton today, who's, by the way, running. She wants to deprogram supporters of Trump, which is hilarious because the AI robots actually vote Democrat. So it's 73 million Americans, look, he got 73 million Americans close to 4 years ago, okay? In 2020. 73 million Americans were not programmed. If anything, if you vote Trump, you're showing that you're an individual, that you don't just follow the herd. Okay, remember the commercial in the 80s? Oh, everyone's doing it. It's cool. That's the Democratic Party slogan. Vote Democrat, and if you don't, we'll disown you. I won't be your friend anymore. Okay, people have disowned me from their lives because I voted Trump. I'm not part of the cult. The cult is the Democratic Party that ruins Thanksgivings and New Year's celebrations, dinners with arguments at dinner. Okay, how many morally superior liberal Democrats do you know in your life that actually ruined a dinner, like a family get together, because they were yelling and they were so morally superior and righteous and self-righteous? Here, Supreme Court, United States Supreme Court unanimously overturns fraud convictions. So how many, by the way, the cult is the political party that demands obedience and allegiance. Trump doesn't really care if you vote for him. But if you don't vote Democrat, oh my God, it's a big problem. Suddenly you're a bad person. And so Hillary Clinton is running again. She is going to be the nominee somehow, some way. We don't know, for the Democratic Party, but somehow. And the hilarious thing is that they're trying to make Trump or Trump supporters the chaotic faction of American politics. It was Democrats who stood by, along with CNN and others, who defended $1 to $2 billion in property damage and chaotic law breaking throughout that summer before January. That was one day with Trump, one day. And then you had a Clinton supporter, a person who voted for Hillary Clinton, who, if you can look it up, who took the life of an individual in front of the individual's family because of an argument, because he was being made fun of for voting for Clinton. This is actually in the news, ladies and gentlemen. You can look that up. But anyway, United States Supreme Court. So, and then you have, you have two lawyers in New York, two young lawyers in New York, law students who try to throw an incendiary device at a police car. We can go on forever. Go try to wear a Make America Great Again hat in New York City or Los Angeles or Seattle. Go to Portland or Seattle and wear a Make America Great Again hat. See what happens. See if you can have, which side is the most chaotic? Okay, go and wear a Biden hat if you could find one, that anyone's selling. Go and wear a Biden hat in, some red state in some red city. Okay, nobody's going to do anything to you. Go and wear a red Make America Great Again hat in Portland or Seattle or New York or parts of Los Angeles. And then you'll see that what Hillary Clinton was saying is completely wrong. It's the opposite. But anyway, she's running again. So, United States Supreme Court unanimously overturns fraud convictions. Happens all the time, ladies and gentlemen. This fraud conviction will be overturned as well. And then you have why there is no jury, equitable relief. But you have, in Trump's case, New York Attorney General wants the former president to be essentially banned from doing business. But how is that even possible when there were no victims? He didn't get the money through ill-gotten gains because there was nobody who could side with New York prosecutors pointing out or backing the absurd allegation that he made hundreds of millions of dollars through fraud. So nobody's backing that because there were people who made money working with Trump, like Deutsche Bank. So anyway, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back. Share this segment everywhere. Every single conviction will be overturned by the Supreme Court. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.